Hello YouTube, Kraegan here. Welcome to my Let's Play series on Dyson Sphere Program. This is episode 1 and we're going to be starting a new game with a nice little seed that I found, which I'm going to put in for you right here. It's 94361078, and I'll go ahead and put that in the description of the video as well. I'm going to set my resources to infinite. I'm going to start the game and I'm going to let the prologue play for you here.
Welcome to the actual universe. You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor and will help you through this mission. Everything here is yours. As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere Program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
So it kind of gives you control of the spaceship at this point, and you can kind of move, you know, your WASD keys, or well, your A and S keys, I think, anyway, around, and it'll point the ship in different directions, but you'll always land in the same spot on the planet. So I have figured that much out. I probably put like 50 hours into this before I put this series together.
Now you are about to reach the designated planet.
We're going to land here soon. So I do have some experience with this. I'm not going into it blind, but I figured doing a Let's Play, and this is a great game. It's very fun, so.
This is Icarus, a lightweight industrial mecha with powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement.
I'm going to close the tutorials on this, but you can look them up in game if you get this game and start playing it. The tutorials are pretty good. They don't tell you everything, but they give you a lot of good information. The first thing that I do when I start playing this is just get rid of this ship. I deconstruct it.
Trees, gravel, etc. In the meantime, hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands.
That gives you some initial resources that you can use.
You receive several items after recycling the space capsule. Click the inventory button in the lower right corner of the screen.
So the first thing that you want to do
view them.
is you want to research that first technology here, which gives you your mining machine, and it also gives you power. So it basically starts you off with a way to mine ore and to power the mining machine, so that you can get that ore out. The second kind of power building that you get is a Tesla tower. Those just extend your power grid. They don't actually generate power, they just transfer it. And then you have your wind turbine, which actually generates the power based on wind. So we're going to activate that, and we need 10 magnetic coils. So we can create those one of two ways. If you have the resources for the magnetic coils, you can just put in the number that you want to make and click build. Or you can do each piece at a time, like I'm doing here. I'm doing one piece, I'll do the next piece. But you don't have to do that. That's the cool thing about this game. Definitely do not have to do that. And so this is what we're manually researching this just by putting the items that we need for research in our inventory. And then it'll unlock that research. Now you can do this for pretty much anything in the game, any research, but it's very slow. You get about 60 hashes a second doing that, and as you can see later on, it's not very efficient. So, alright, we've got our mining machine, and the two ores that you need to begin the game are iron and copper, which we have access to right here.
You have created a mining machine to achieve
one of the reasons that I picked this map,
pick it up from the
and it took
or selected on
probably like 15 minutes
to build it.
of testing to get this particular map. I wanted a map that had iron and copper right next to each other. So you started with those two like right
You can use the
next
R
to
key
each other.
to rotate the mining machine for
The reason
covering
for that
more
is I didn't
veins.
want to have to
The
drag
more veins covered,
either
the
resource
faster
from
the ores
across
will
the
be gathered.
map,
If
you
you
know,
want
to
to
get
ignore
stuff
grid
made.
snapping,
So
try holding down the shift key.
our initial production is just going to need iron and copper. So if I can have those two resources in the same place, I can build everything I need in
One
one
of your
tight little
production
unit.
facilities is not powered. You need to keep it within the power coverage
So
area
we've got our mining machine
and
down.
supply it with
We
power
need to put some power on it.
in order to maintain its normal works. Wind turbine.
And we're definitely
You
going to
have
need more
established your first
wind
power
turbines.
grid. Not all power facilities has its power supply.
And we're going to need
Use the Tesla
2
tower
more
to
mining
extend the
machines as
area
well.
of the power grid.
The cool thing is, if you have the resources, it'll just automatically stick into the queue what you need. So I don't have to make the gears; it'll make those because I have the resources to make them. But it'll take the same amount of time, you know, to make those resources as it would if I did it manually. But I don't have to, you know, systematically go through each, you know, component until I have what I need to build it. So that's a cool feature of the game. So I'm only going to put one mining machine on the copper, and I'm going to put another one on the iron. I want 2 on the iron because it's a ratio of 2 to 1 products from iron to copper, and 1 mining machine works fine on the copper side, but on the iron side you really need 2. If you don't have 2, what'll happen is at some point your production's going to slow down. Even if you're, you know, fully powered and your mining machine's running at full capacity, at some point it's going to slow down. So if you've got 2, you can supply iron to each of your processors. We're going to be basically having 6 smelters total. If we do 3 on one component, 3 on another, we can use 1 mining machine to power the first 3 smelters and the other mining machine to power the other 3. And we should never have a break in production that way. In coming videos, I'll kind of show you why that's important, but for now, this is the way I'm gonna do it. If I can get this, that water's really messing things up. If there's a good place to put, I kind of want to have it more towards the end of the. I don't think that's gonna work. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So. Conveyors, next thing we want to research. And the conveyor belts basically just, you know, they move components from one building to another. We have our sorters, which sort products in and out, and then we have the storage buildings, which we're going to use to store the excess that comes off the production line. And then you have our smelters, which smelts the ore into useful products, which of course we're going to need a bunch of those to start, so we're going to queue that up. This is the labs and the matrix cubes. We're going to queue that up, and then we need our assembler. We're going to queue that up too. Now there's some other buildings in this first tier, but we don't need those yet, so we're just going to ignore those and queue up what we need. So we'll grab some ore. Oh, that isn't powered. I'm going to need to power that. Throw my Tesla tower over here. The Tesla tower, as you can see, just extends the power range.
Power transmission facility, Tesla Tower. It can carry out
And
short-distance wireless power transmission.
If we have both the ore, iron and copper ore, we should be able to build everything we need to get through these first 5 research projects. So I'm just going to steal some ore from the mining machine. And I've got the iron ore, I've got the copper ore now. And as you can see, our power's fluctuating there a little bit because we don't have enough power. So that's going to be another concern that we have to take care of right away, is making sure that we have enough power to, you know, efficiently run our machines, because if you don't have enough power, it slows everything down. So I'm going to make the circuit boards I need to manually research this. We're going to add some more wind turbines. Now these are not great at generating power, but for right now it's all we can do. So we're going to make 7 of those. And at some point what we're going to do is want to find an alternate power source. But that'll be a topic for later videos. So we got an alright start here. Our mining machines are having a little trouble. They're chugging along, but they're definitely not getting the power they need to be efficient. But I'll tell you, playing this game for a while, I can tell you that this game is very addictive. It's one of those games where you know, it's like 8 o'clock at night and you start playing and you'll go over at the clock again and it's like 3 in the morning. And you're thinking, where did all the time go, you know? Okay, so we got our conveyors unlocked.
You have received the sorter and the conveyor belt, which can achieve full automation now. Use the conveyor belt to transfer.
So I'm going to pull some conveyor belts out here.
And the sorter
I'm not going to set, I'm going to need a ton of conveyor belts to get what I want to do done, so I'm not going to do too much with them right now.
All you need to do is determine the starting point and the end.
I want to place my buildings down first before I,
the up arrow key to lift up
you know, take the conveyors too far out because I don't really know where they need to go. Yeah, I want to place them right next to most of the buildings, so we'll just wait on that.
Height of the conveyor belt to the ground. If you don't want the conveyor belt to be attached to the building, you can try holding down
wait for these wind turbines to be created so we can pump some more power into our facility here. We got a little ways to go on that. I'll make some more coils so we can research the next technology. At the beginning, this is really what you're doing a lot. You're just waiting for stuff to, you know, to get made. It's a good time to go and, you know, chop down some trees, give yourself some fuel. But other than that, it's a lot of hurry up and wait at the beginning. So I just, if I've got trees or, you know, junk around, I'll just go start grabbing that stuff. Rocks are always good. You need those to make some of the other buildings, so throw a few of those in your inventory if you see them. Once things get automated, the game moves along at a better pace, but it's this beginning part where you're waiting for everything to get created. It's kind of monotonous. Okay, so we got our wind turbines. I can tell you what we have right now is probably not going to be enough, but it's okay. We'll start with this. Will get us a good start anyway. So I usually put these by the water. I'll put them in places where I don't think I'm going to put a building. And that's usually by the water. Because I've ran into the first couple, you know, playthroughs I did on this, I was like always having to deconstruct these and move them somewhere else. So I found that by putting them by the water, it's a good tactic. Kind of keep them out of your way, but still give you power. Okay, so our refineries are done. When you first research this, you get 3 of them for free, as you can see in the inventory there. So that's good because we're going to need to start with 3 of them. I do want to try to put this mining machine back down, though. I'm going to put it over here. And I'm just going to run a conveyor onto the other side of the ore, because your conveyor belts can go through water, so shouldn't be an issue. But for now, we'll get that powered. And as you can see, we're running 100% power right now, which basically means our power consumption is less than what we're producing, which is that's usually where you want it, like, you know, all the time. That's not always possible, but especially in the beginning. Gonna make a ton of conveyor belts because we're gonna need those. And I'm just gonna go over and probably set up. Now, you know what? I am gonna save the building layout. There's our power grid. You can check it by clicking on the Tesla towers or your wind turbines. It'll tell you what you're consuming. I'm going to save setting up the buildings for the next video. So this is episode 1. If you like it, make sure you leave a like or comment or subscribe for more Let's Play videos. Kraegan Gaming Channel. I am Kraegan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Kraegan out.